Also, I can edit this part out, but it's episode 6, so you're doing the intro.
That's what I was about to ask. I was like, I don't know if I should tell him or just let him go in.
No, it's your turn. It's your turn. Go ahead.
Hello, and welcome to the show. This is another game of We're your hosts, Benji and Murph. We're two former cops who cover gaming topics, pet peeves, modern issues, and your emails that you send in. Life is short and stubborn, like us. So allow us to arrest your attention, steal some of your time, and book your emails into our show. If you have something you'd like to share with us, whether it's a pet peeve, a hilarious story, or something else, send us an email at copsandbothers@gmail.com. We're great listeners, and so are you.
So, your mic cut out when you introduced us on Cops
Son of a
and Bother,
bitch!
on Cops and Bother like that, but the rest came in. So either we can leave this in as a fantastic intro, or we can redo it.
Let's leave it.
Oh my fucking god! So is that how your whole week has been going, or did you have a wonderful week?
Oh no!
Oh,
Shitty
what?
fucking
Oh
week.
no! Well, first off, hello and wonderful Monday, everybody. We hope you are having a wonderful start to the week and had a fan-fucking-tastic weekend. So, Murph, please enlighten not only myself but the listeners. Why was your week? Did I say leak?
I have a leak? You wasn't supposed to tell anyone.
What the? Oh no! Should we call a plumber or your boyfriend? Because either way, I'm genuinely concerned. Why?
I'm concerned why my boyfriend would have caused a ew.
Oh, nasty. So, why was your
Why
week
are you the way you are?
Yes. Yes. So, why was your week laughable? Why did it constitute a giggle? Very sad.
Okay, so do you want to hear about me putting on my petty queen crown and straightening it? Do you want to hear about my the breaking and entering? Do you want to hear about the slashing and vomiting that happened at the nail salon? I'm not kidding.
Okay, so when you said breaking and entering, how apropos
That's the more
for the
serious
show,
one.
but is that going to be self-incriminating, or is that something you could share?
Oh no, I didn't do it. It was done to me.
What?
Yeah. So I can start off with a serious one and go from there.
Yeah.
Or I can just start it when it happened. Like from in the order of which my week started getting worse.
Yeah, let's go with chronological.
Okay, so I was at work, and this time it has nothing to do with Jerry. This time it was Paula.
Oh god.
I was working with this client on the phone and trying to that she wanted on this particular street. And we really couldn't find one that was in her price range where she wanted to stay. We ended up finding her one anyway. But she went to one of our competitors, and she's like, but I really didn't like them. She's like, and completely honest, I came back for you, and pointed at me. She's like, you're very prompt in getting back to me, professional, and you're just a sweetheart.
Good on you.
So I was like, aw, that's nice. So she leaves, and we have a new girl there named Karen.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Karen's all right.
Are you?
I don't mind Karen.
Well, hold up, seriously, you have a Karen there?
I have a
That makes
Karen.
me so happy.
Yeah. So Karen comes down. I was like, oh, I really like her. She was like, why? And before I could even say anything, Paul's like, she likes us better than our competitors. And I want y'all to imagine me putting my crown on, my petty queen crown, and straightening it, because I wanted to look at her and be like, no. Me. She likes me. Not you. Not us. She likes me. She came back for me. Not you. For me. So that just made my day petty that day.
Oh, okay. So when you said petty queen, I thought when you first said it, I thought you said pedigree. I'm like, listen, I know you like dogs, but I have so many questions.
So that was that one. Onto the more serious one. So I don't know if you guys know, but both my roommates are in the military. They work at where Benji and I used to work. And at the time, one of them was gone to something called TAPS. It's something we have to go through before we get out of the military. And then my boyfriend was at work, 'cause he works the night schedule. So I was home alone with just my daughter. And it was me being who I am. I got a timeline to the exact moments of when all this happened. I went upstairs at 10:01. I got RJ out of the bath and into bed. I came back downstairs and I was like, geez, it's really cold for some reason. And I look up and my door's wide open.
What?
Yeah. So me being a cop, I know the way my house is set up that if the walls that lead into our kitchen, I can easily like be grabbed if they were hiding behind that wall. So I grabbed my bat and yes, I have a bat. And went upstairs and immediately called my boyfriend. I was like, this is going on. And I called him at 10:26. So this happened somewhere between 10:01 and 10:26. So after that I call the cops and I call my neighbor. She comes up because I'm not about to walk any further and somebody coming through the front door to see if anybody's there. So we check the house, we clear it, every room's fine. RJ has no idea any of this is going on. And when I go to make sure that, there's no way they could have got upstairs, I should have taken my dog out before I gave RJ a bath, but I want to get RJ to bed on. So, her being the little asshole she is, she pooped at the bottom of my stairs. Now, I was barefoot, and RJ had been upstairs for like the past half hour playing in the tub. So, if I'd have stepped in it, I would have known. So, whoever came into my house took my wallet out of my purse, but didn't steal anything from plate because my purse was next to the stove. My wallet was on, and I know I didn't take it out because I was going to pay for RJ's birthday party reservation, and I hadn't done it yet. And didn't steal anything. Nothing was stolen. My laptop was right there. Tons of things could have taken, and stood at the bottom of the steps and watched me for like 20 minutes.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
That is extremely fucked up.
Yep. And a day later, the girl asked to come over to my house, who also was in the military. She has two roommates too who are also in the military. Reoccurring theme here. Same thing happened to her. Front door was left open, nothing was taken. They watched her upstairs sleeping.
Say that again, you cut out.
Oh, sorry. That was a hiccup. It might have been a hiccup that time. So same thing happened with her. They walked in the house, nothing was taken, went upstairs. She was sleeping and they watched her sleep.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I told the landlord immediately. He mentioned nothing from changing locks or anything. Once it happened to my neighbor and my friend, we now have a new deadbolt, a new door lock, and we have a chain as well.
What the actual fuck?
Yep. So for all of our listeners, obviously make sure your door is locked and all that. But if anything like this happens to you, I mean, I'm just that kind of person. Plus, I've had the training. If I'd have freaked out and immediately ran to the kitchen, granted, no one was there, but try to make sure you're calm in those situations because it was just me and my daughter. And that was my main priority of making sure I was calm and very calculated in anything.
Yeah, and it's important to call the cops first because that way, while you're doing what you have to or want to do or need to do, they're already on the way. Number one. Number two, if you decide to play hero and something happens, nobody's calling the cops.
Yeah. And if it was just, I'm not going to lie, if it was just me in the house, would I've been more, how you say, stupid with my decisions? I've been like, who the fuck is in my house? Possibly. But I had to think my daughter was in the house. And it was just me and her. So if I go down, she's alone. And that's something that will not happen.
I'm first off,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that happen to you. That's extremely fucked up. Number one. Number two, it's really fucked up that they were watching you.
Yeah. And the strange thing is, they got both houses when there were no males.
So somebody's been watching your activity.
Yeah. So I have a stalker. And I think the only reason they messed with my neighbor's house, I called her immediately after I called the cops.
So it's got to be the same person then.
Yes. We think it's somebody living in our neighborhood because they know our car moves. They know I'm driving my car. They know that my roommate's been gone for a couple. That makes, like, I almost wish they would have just stolen something or they would have done, like had a reason for doing it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's just really unsettling.
well, I mean, are they not vetting people's backgrounds enough? Because, like, you'd think that'd be like a something where they I don't know, but then again, I also know the area you live in, so maybe it's a matter of they're and I'm not saying this excuses them, a product of their environment. Like, oh well, never thought about it, but now that I live here, maybe I can get away with it.
I mean, we had background checks done for everybody else, unless somebody's living here who's not on the lease. That's a possibility.
Yeah, subletting, which is grounds for
But
eviction.
yeah, but it's very unsettling because now every sound I hear in the house makes me jump.
That is no way to live. You guys have any plans
No.
to get the hell out of there? Maybe right when your boyfriend gets out of the service or something, or
I mean, he's still got 2 years left, so I
oh
don't know
my
where, and that's if he
god.
stays here the entire um,
Ugh.
but I mean, stuff like this can happen anywhere, so that's really it's just, I kinda have the mindset of it is what it is. I can't but I'm not really afraid for me. I'm afraid for my kid, and I don't like having to be worried in my own.
No, absolutely. Do either one of you own a firearm?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But it's upstairs, and I was downstairs.
Mm.
So I grabbed what was immediately close to me because 'cause I'm weird. I have weapons in every room in the house, with the exception of RJ's. So that way, if anything does go wrong, I have in every room that I can use. So yeah, be
That's
careful out there, you guys.
ugh, man, I'm really sorry to hear that happen to you. I mean, I'd love to, blow the dude away, but I mean, A, we don't
Yeah,
know who it is, and B, that's not realistic. But that's about
yeah,
how I feel, knowing that somebody was fucking with my sister.
yeah. But I mean, thankfully, they didn't take any or they didn't do anything. I wish they would have taken something, not just watched me. That's weird, but
Yeah, that's really fucked up. So, did anything
yeah.
else happen?
On a funnier note, my kid, it's trying to be like a mother-daughter date today. My kid puked on the nail salon lady. Motherhood.
Wait, your daughter puked on the nail salon lady?
Yeah, so
Oh,
I
story
broke my
time.
nail. Yeah, so I broke my nail because of the before mentioned issue.
Hmm.
And like when I get really anxious, I like flick my nail like this, and they're like gel nails. So it broke.
Okay.
Hurt like a bitch, might I add. Anyway, so I was like, I'm gonna go get it fixed. I let Archie get her nails painted too. So she was fine all day. Not sick, not hot, felt fine, didn't eat anything like bad. Mostly ate fruit all day because that's what she wanted. And then we get there and she maybe gets one hand done and half of the other one done. And I just my little mom sense tingles and I look over and I just see projectile vomiting.
Oh no.
And it was like, this is gonna be really gross, guys. So if stuff like this makes you sick, I'd either turn the podcast down for a few moments or not listen. Or if you're like a masochist, listen away. It was lemon yellow, like bright yellow, but she didn't eat anything yellow. So I was like, my kid's like sick. So I asked, and she said she just got hot, and maybe that was why. But she was fine after that, and she hasn't been sick since. So I'm assuming she's perfectly fine now. Um, but yeah, and the guy cut my guy cut my finger trying to fix my nail, which he didn't do a very good job this time, might I add. I don't like, but that's how my week's
So,
been, y'all.
you've had such a shitty week. That's unfortunate.
I know, I know, Murphy's law.
Uh, if it makes you feel any better, we have almost half a thousand followers on our Facebook page.
That does make me feel a lot better. You guys are the highlight of my week some days.
I know. On my sad situation, it was more recent. By more recent, I mean a minute ago, but it's nowhere near as tragic as yours.
I want to know anyway. I feel like I've been talking for way too long. I'm sure they're tired of hearing my voice.
I'm not. We don't talk anymore.
I'm pretty sure that's a song.
Oh, we don't talk anymore. We
There it
don't
is.
talk anymore like we
That's what
used
it was.
to. Okay.
Beautiful.
No. I overused a battery to the point where it said battery low. And my vape. For those of you wondering what the hell I'm talking about, I'm not a robot. No. Guess what though?
Ow, my eardrums are now busted.
Guess what?
Please tell me.
I
What?
can drink beer.
Oh, wait a minute.
What? Hold on, I want to drink
Okay.
that.
Haven't you been able to drink beer for like, I don't know, fucking 20 years now?
Listen. I'm your older brother, not your ancient brother. I'm not that old. Well, well, yes and no. So, for those of you who don't know, one of you might actually know. No, actually, quite a few of you. Um, since I turned 21, which was years ago, I have not been able to drink beer. The smell made me sick, the taste made me sick, and even some hard ciders that even smelled like beer, I could drink. So I was like, well, what's the difference?
Hops.
That's what I think it was, because about a week ago, no, about a week ago, a few a few days ago, I did some fucking Google foo, so I was tired of it. Well, I've been tired of it, and I was like, I need to find some things that I can drink under the beer category, because I found out I actually have been drinking a beer, but it wasn't a beer. That's Red's Apple Ale. I always thought it was a cider. It's not. It's
Mm.
actually technically a beer. So I was doing some research and I got a list going on my Evernote. And I went to this tiny little market after work one day and I talked with one of the guys there. Huge shout out to him. His name was Chris. I overheard him talking with a
Hi,
woman about
Chris.
vodka. Huh?
I said, hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris. Ooh. And
Yeah.
we got talking about some stuff and asked him if he could give me some input. I showed him the list. He looked at it. He's like, I just want to get an idea of the profile. And if what my mother said decades ago holds up, then it's probably because of my Germanic background, but it seems as though I've found the secret variables in which allows me to drink beer, and it's a Germanic wheat beer and Allagash White. So, I have Allagash White, I have Franziskaner Weissbier, and this one, which is actually fucking delicious, is Weihenstephaner Café Weissbier. Und das ist gut. Oh man, like I know, like don't get me wrong, I love me a good Long Island, I love me a good hard cider, I love me a good Red's Apple Ale, maybe even an 8% by volume Mike's Harder Lemonade or something like that, but I haven't been able to drink a beer when I go out with my buddies, which is rare because I'm an introvert. So now that I actually have that, as weird as it sounds, and such a weird little small life goal, I'm super stoked at the fact that I can actually now drink a beer.
Oh, look at you growing up.
I know, it's lovely.
Aw. Brandy.
Ugh.
Oh, damn it. I don't have my key.
Listen,
I need to like print it.
yo, straight up. Actually, probably saw it. I posted it on our Facebook page. The
I
girlfriend
did.
had
I
some
did.
KFC, and I'm like, what the fuck? She doesn't say anything. Just like held it up and looked at me. Ugh. Like, what the fuck?
But don't worry, guys. I've already gave him another beer to try because I know I sound like a functioning alcoholic. I'm really not. I
Hmm.
just grew up in Kentucky. But eventually, I will get him liking lots of different beer. I've already got him liking at least one type of whiskey, so we're making progress.
We are, folks. And if anybody knows the importance of adulthood, it's finding alcohols you can stomach that make you happy. With, certain limitations, obviously.
Yeah, I just finished a Jack and Coke.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, yeah, Jack and Coke. I mean, Jack and Coke, I was going to say. What's more classic, rum and Coke or Jack and Coke? Isn't it rum and Coke?
um, I think Jack and Coke's more popular, but I don't know which happened first. It's kind of like a chicken or the egg thing.
Oh, we are not getting into that shit.
No.
No.
No. So on to other things that piss us off.
Yeah.
What's your pet peeve for the week, Benji?
Um. Hmm. I don't know why I'm
Are
looking
you
at my
looking for
nightstand like that's supposed to fucking help me.
I know, I was about to be like, do you just have them like around your room?
Yeah. When I'm feeling inspired, I'll just write on the fucking walls.
How artistic.
That's a lie. Um. Fuck it. You know what? How about hold on? Give myself a good old stretchy stretch in. Oh, that feels delightful. How about pulling from the armory of aggravation. Why don't we toss out? Fuck it. You know what? Uh, okay, so nicknames are cool and all, but nicknames is a name that somebody gives you. So between
Uh-huh.
like forced nicknames, like people being like, "Oh, people call me Stretch." It's like nobody calls you that. This is your second day here. Nobody calls you that. That and like self-proclaimed titles. Like it kind of goes hand in hand with people that are cocky and arrogant, but anybody could agree to that. But me personally, it's people who like try to force a nickname or a title. Like I don't know if that's something you've ever had to deal with.
I think I kind of see what you're saying, but to play devil's advocate, if we had like a brand new person come into work and their like name was blah blah blah, they're like, but most people just call me this.
Hmm.
Now that I can
That's
understand
different.
if most people do, because my boyfriend does that. Most people call him by his nickname, so he introduces himself, "Hi, my name is this," but you can just call me this because that's what most people call me. But if you're talking about, don't call me that, call me like it'd be like me using my nickname on here, like forcing people to call me that. So I kinda if that's what you're saying, I completely get it.
Well, it is, but it isn't because like it's different if like for example, let's say somebody's name is
Al Bundy.
Alb.
I don't know why that
What?
idea was in my head. I don't know, it was just in my head. Would you prefer head?
Let's say somebody's name was Jack, for example, and they wanted to make it a little bit of a stretch because Colby Jack Cheese, and they called him Cheese. If he was okay with it, that's one thing. But if he just started trying to like force it, like it was a new
Yeah.
thing, it's like, dude, like don't like I get it, it's kind of cute, but you can't just fucking force something like that. Or somebody who's like if it's like a force, like almost like a self-proclaimed title kind of thing, where they're trying to set a status for themselves. Like they're almost like insinuating that they're worth something. Like, yes, we're all equal and we're all worth something, but like if they're trying to force like a status almost.
Okay.
Like
Okay, so
you can call me
I get the
killer or something like that, for example. No, I'm not fucking calling you that. First off, you're the new guy, you ain't a killer. Only thing you're killing is the morale and the vibe. Apparently 2020 is the year of the vibes. And like
and the plague
yes, can't wait.
and World War III.
Thank God. But as far as like if somebody gives you like you remember my nickname when I was in the service. Like, did I pick it?
Yeah.
No. But guess what?
Nope.
I accepted it. A nickname is a
Yeah.
nickname. It's a term of endearment. You can't just change it or force yourself if it's a racist one or something. Like it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what's up? It's Benji the Cracker" or something like that. And like I work with like a lot of black people or something or somebody who's not white, it'd be like, "Yeah, that's
Yeah.
you can't do that." Like I don't care. That term makes me laugh, but I don't think you can do that.
Okay, so I get the nickname side of things. So what do you mean by like self-proclaimed titles? Because when you've initially said that, I immediately thought of people who proclaim themselves to be like a
Example.
leader or supervisor.
Okay, so good question. For example, where I work at a warehouse, and we have
Okay.
something called a UPH or units per hour, and
I was gonna sneeze. Leave me alone.
you look like you're gonna sneeze. You look like you were being attacked by more avian dust bunnies. It was great.
I'm watching them. Stop it.
No, like so if somebody's like, "Hey, I'm the fastest stalker here," or "I'm the fastest picker," or something, or like "I'm the fastest cutter," or "I'm the fastest hands on the second floor" or something like that. It's that arrogant kind of like, okay, whether you are or you aren't. First off, back it up. Second of all, nobody fucking says that unless you're full of yourself.
No.
Like it's just an arrogant nature, and especially if it's not even true, it's like what. What are you giggling about?
As soon as you said that, so I thought of my favorite movie, Grease, right? And I know every word. I'm not kidding. Every
I
word.
know you do.
Ask my boyfriend and my roommate. Ha, you know every word. So there's this part for y'all that haven't seen it where they're at their dance and there's this new chick, Cha Cha.
Cha-cha real smooth.
and she and she's like, "I'm the best dancer in Saint Bernadette's," and that's what it made me think of because that popped into my head. That was all. Sorry, just found it funny.
Remember that time you forced me to watch Rock of Ages?
Oh, I love that movie.
Oh, it is really good. I'm not even a fan of musicals. But
I
yeah,
love
if I had
Russell
to
Brand.
pick, that would be my pet peeve for the week. It's not something that happens that much, which is why I'm not as triggered about it. Like season 1 for example, not season 1. What the fuck? Episode 1.
Eventually, we'll have season 1. Are we doing seasons? Is that something that we're doing?
Well, I mean, if you go by New England, we're only gonna have 4 seasons. We have winter, kind of winter,
I'm adding.
muddy. 5. Why the fuck is it hot and pre-winter?
I meant for the podcast. See, I'm adding this to my week of bullshit.
What, me?
Some
Well,
of your
fine, add this to
fucking
it.
dad
Fuck you,
jokes.
deal with it.
Fuck you too. Fuck me. Fuck me. Fuck you. Fuck me.
No, no, you fuck you.
No, fuck you.
I was
Oh,
listening
you
to this
go fuck
podcast
yourself.
and it got irrevocably racist all of a sudden. One guy called himself a cracker, and then they started talking with really bad Asian accents.
Yeah, I have a really bad habit of doing stuff like that. So if I pass a Chinese restaurant or my boyfriend's really into anime. I like anime too, but he's just crazy about it. But if I see like a name, I automatically say it in a in an Asian accent. So like one of the restaurant Hong Kong Chinese food, and I'm like Hong Kong Chinese food, and I can't
Well,
help it. It's an automatic response.
the good news is I know I'll have company in the underworld.
Yes, but like we mentioned before, we are completely not. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just trying to show you how stupid I am on a daily
Well,
basis.
there's a difference between being offensive and then being a fucking douchebag. We could be offensive, and on that token, like I don't really care. But I wouldn't say we're douchebags. Like, for example,
No,
like hey, you drive and smell like shit. If they get offended by that, but their driving record is terrible, and they smell
and
like
they smell like shit.
and they wash themselves with a dirty foot that they found off of the rotting corpse of a homeless man. Hey, if the shoe
Ugh.
fits, it fits. It's not my
Yeah.
fault you drive like a fucking asshole.
Right.
The left. Life's about balance.
Center hold.
Just left, right, center.
At least you didn't have to deal with this. Anybody who was in the military, and especially anybody who went through security forces, you know what I'm talking
Or military police.
Or yeah, military police. I'm sure you had to
Master at
go through
arms.
that too. Mm. Did they have to do that too?
Master at arms? I don't know. Uh, does the Marine have an equivalent?
Fuck if I know. I just know they eat crayons. And
Uh,
periwinkles are a personal favorite.
I love learning. I'm just learning this. I'm so happy. Whoa, you're doing way too much laughing and smiling. What pisses you off this week?
Oh, I forgot one of the things that added to my shitty week, the fucking RMV up here, which I call it a DMV, but up here it's called an RMV because Massachusetts.
Vroom.
Yeah. So I'm in the process, and it's been a fucking aggravating, fucking hair pulling, screaming into my pillow, almost causing me
Hey,
to
real
lose
quick.
what few. Are you
No,
are you
you
okay?
straight up just like stalled out. It was hilarious. For content, you know those like audiobooks you can listen to?
Yes.
You want me to scream into my pillow in the background for added effect? Because you had hair pulling, screaming into my pillow, etc.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll do a girly shriek. So I'm gonna watch
Okay.
and do the scream. Okay, so when you said screaming into a pillow, I need you to do something with your hands that I know that you're screaming into the pillow because I won't be able to hear you once I take the headset off.
Okay.
Okay.
So I talk with my hands, so you'll know exactly.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay. One, Mississippi. Two. So let me recap since my brother wants to, be a dork. You can't hear me, so this is great, guys. So my experience with the DMV has been hair pulling, pillow screaming. That sounded more like a mom, guys. Don't tell him I said that. Anyway.
Okay, I'm back.
And maybe almost the last few marbles I have because I'm trying to become a Massachusetts state resident. I have to get my license switched over, my registration, my title, my plates, and it's a pain in the fucking ass. Okay, it's a pain in the ass. I can't fucking. So I wouldn't be as upset. I don't mind waiting with the long lines. However, I have an issue when their website says one thing, but I get a different story when I'm there. Just fucking match it. It shouldn't be that hard, but yet it is. You're welcome. But anyway, sorry for cutting out, like I said. Probably shitty mic. Add to it. Anyway, my daughter's birthday's coming up, and I asked her what she wanted to do, and she wanted to go to Chuck E. Cheese's. I tried to convince her to do it somewhere else. That's what she wanted, so that's her big gift. That's what she's getting. And I put on all of her invitations because this is her first year getting friends at her birthday party. Yeah. So I put on all of her invitations and RSVP by a certain date. Otherwise, I cannot promise seating or food for friends. And I'm terrified because they only have, I would say, about 3 or 4 days left to RSVP, and none of them is RSVP'd yet. And so I'm freaking out that nobody's going to show up. So that pisses me off. If somebody says RSVP, there's a reason for it because I want to make sure everybody has food. I want to make sure that's all there, and nobody's doing it, and I'm having anxiety
I mean, it happens.
because I'll fucking do it. I will fucking do it.
It happens. Sometimes you just have to go on a murder spree.
So my pet peeve for the week are more personal, but that's what pissed me off the most this week.
You had the worst fucking week. Don't look at me like that.
I didn't know what you were going to say.
Oh, I was burping. That's another thing. I found out the amount of carbonation in beer makes me really burpy. I was going to say gassy, but that sounds really yucky.
Proud of you? Question mark.
Yeah. No, I'm proud of you. Oh, speaking of a
At least
podcast,
someone is.
do you need a hug?
Don't hug me.
Don't want me?
Don't hug me.
Okay.
I mean, you can high five. Hand hug? I can hand hug.
I got my coworkers doing that shit now. When they go to high five other
Hand
people at
hugging?
work, they'll, yeah. I'm like, yes, fucking nailed it. You know who you are.
Starfish. Snail.
What? Have you seen the turkey?
Yes.
Yeah, you go to four fist bump and also. No, wait, hold on. High five, and then you fake the hand five, and then turkey.
I like it.
Yes. So,
So,
a podcast that talks about games, etc. You know,
yeah, we should probably talk about games.
we should, or should we?
We should.
Oh no, hold on. Let me go into a random number generator real quick. Hold on. Random number generator autofilled. I love learning. Okay. Okay.
For all of
Minimum
those that are
1
listening right
through 10. I'm thinking of a number through 1 through 10. I'm gonna go ahead and generate it. Go ahead and guess, Murph.
8.
It's a 1. If we're playing D&D, you just fell out of your window and died.
Well, add that to the week list too.
So today, I also fell out of a fucking second story window.
Hey, can you see me right now?
What? Yes, of course I can. My sister has a mustache. Murph, I must ask you a question.
Hold on. Yes.
Does your boyfriend know?
No, but he also I don't think he listens to our podcast, so it's okay.
Well, he's saving himself from so much anguish. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I have a
I had a
mustache
bad
now.
week, so fuck it. I'm gonna grow a mustache.
Is it a pretty mustache?
I mean, I wouldn't use the term pretty. Why is it dancing? Murph, why is your mustache dancing? I'm very concerned. New Rogaine for women. For that
Oh,
delightful
God, I got
moist.
hair in my mouth. Uh, uh.
What's with you getting fuzzy shit in your mouth? Today, it was.
That sounded really dirty. Thank you for
You're
that.
welcome. So today you got hair in your mouth, and last week you got an avian dust bunny, which attempted murder on you. How did that go, by the way?
I'm still alive, so not well. Oh,
That's fair.
I'm sorry.
You should be.
I'm
So,
not.
regarding video games,
Mm.
this is something I've been curious about. Maybe it's just me. Did, so, when a new video game comes out, and they said,
Uh-huh.
pre-order now for the blah 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 bundle, is it just me, or does it seem like that's just a string of words that we don't even fucking know about until the game comes out? It's like, okay, sure, if I get the pre-order bonus, like, what the fuck is it exactly that I'm getting? Like, I know what you're saying, but I don't know what you're saying. Like, the game hasn't come out yet. Is it worth a pre-order? I don't know. I don't know what these things are that you're telling me I'm gonna get. Is that just me, or have
Hmm.
you thought about that too?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So, for some reason, very rarely does my boyfriend not buy a game pre-ordered, especially if it's one he likes. So, from learning from him, I've learned that you kinda get a sense if you order a lot of pre-ordered games that way, what you're getting. But unless, like, if it's me, I don't like ordering like, spending all that extra money because I think it's stupid to spend, like, $90 on a fucking game, okay?
Yeah.
But unless it's a game that I absolutely adore. So, if it's a game that I love, I'll do it. But do I think it's worth it? No. And if it's somebody who doesn't order a lot of pre-ordered games, I can see why it'd be confused. But generally, when you order a pre-ordered game, it's like you get these extra skins or you get these packs that have like a gun that you wouldn't unlock later. So if you kind of know about the game, I think it would make more sense as opposed to if you're pre-ordering them you know nothing about, which adds to the stupidity of buying a pre-ordered game for $90.
Well, it's like, okay, you get extra in-game currency that you can microtransaction for to get, or maybe extra currency that you can get in game by completing these tasks. I wouldn't say it's an issue. It's just more of a quandary, and I definitely want the listeners to add to weigh in on this because again, I don't know if it's something I've thought of, but it's like you get this extra vehicle, these three extra skins, this extra currency, plus this weapon, and these extra items. It's like, is it really worth the pre-order bonus? Because I don't know exactly what these are. Okay, I know obviously you're pre-ordering and it's going to be like a firearm of some sort. I obviously know it's going to be good, but
Yeah.
it's like, yes, okay, like I'm looking at the list, I know what I'm getting, but at the same time, what am I getting? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like there's,
Like you don't know if it's worth it.
they should do like a I've always thought maybe they should do a maybe they should do a like a pre-order bonus trailer or something. Like this is what's included if you pre-order the all new blah 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 3, including the dildo cannon, including the your neck just disappeared from existence. I don't know. I was going off of just uh, yes. But
Okay.
it's like I don't know what the fuck I'm getting. So if
We
they show a trailer, then are you praying? Father, Son, Holy Spirit, this is
we
something direly wrong with my brother.
we served in the military,
We
so we
sure
know
did.
about guns. We know of the very, very deep specifics about guns. Yet, out of all the weapons you could have, you chose a dildo cannon?
I don't. I don't see the problem.
I don't.
Okay, so if we know about guns, okay, fine. Let me go a little bit more in depth about the dildo cannon. I mean, if you want me
Oh,
to.
please don't.
Okay,
No, I don't. What
if
are you
you
going to do
pre-order
now?
now, you can get the all-new
Oh,
exclusive exotic variant dildo cannon. Presenting the fact it has a total mass of 7.7 pounds, a fixed wooden stock, a barrel length of 16.3 inches, chambered for 7.62 by 39 millimeter with a cyclic rate of 600 rounds a minute and a muzzle velocity of 2,350 feet per second with an effective firing range of 350 meters. Place your pre-order today.
what the actual fuck is an exotic dildo?
Okay, so did you ever play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas?
Yes, I played all of
In
them.
the sex shop, that giant dildo hanging from the ceiling with the chainsaw attachment? It's probably one of those.
Uh-huh. Okay. Second thought.
Yes.
Can you fucking imagine what it would feel like to be hit with 600
Okay, straight talk. Straight talk. What? Real talk.
wireless?
Yeah. Found at your local Walmart. Ugh. Not sponsored. No, could you imagine? That would suck so fucking bad. If you got
It depends on
shot.
who's getting hit. Maybe they like it. I don't judge. In fact, that's probably one of those things that if they enjoy, I wouldn't, but I couldn't away from.
It'd be a great use of less than lethal means. Sir, I need you to comply. You just slap. He gets booked and processed, and they're like, why are you covered in 983 small mushroom shaped bruises?
Oh my god. Do you remember when we worked together? Do you remember that officer that I had like the hugest crush on? I don't want to say his
Oh,
name.
I know. Okay.
There you go.
Oh, yes.
I
Him.
fucking remember it. Okay. So, do you remember the things we do at different times throughout the day?
Ugh.
Every day.
Are you talking about the when he would walk in? Oh, that thing. Yeah.
Okay, so I need a word to describe what because remember the joke that if I was like out there with the thing we had
Hmm.
and it was part of that and I'd have like, wait, come back, I have to you. Do you remember?
Yes. Oh my God.
I need to figure out a way to tell our listeners that without OPSEC and like having SWAT walk through my door. I mean, would
LT, get
saying
back
that
here. I have to. I have to frisk you.
okay, so we'll use that, guys. So this isn't the word that we okay, but for OPSEC reasons, this is how I'm going to explain it to you. So we had to do these things called frisks at certain points, and they were different. So I had a thing for this officer, and he didn't. I think everybody did. This
He
man
was
was
a
a gift.
good-looking dude, to be fair.
He was a god
If I
among
was
men.
if I was a
Okay.
female, I wouldn't find him attractive, but he was a good-looking dude. I'll give him that.
Yeah. So I happened to be doing the frisk that day. So, and in order to do this particular frisk, we had to have this handheld thingamajig. So I had this handheld thingamajig, and we came up with a joke that can you imagine if he was coming through during the time of this frisk? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, sir, but I have to frisk you. And he starts running. So I'm running out saying, sir, come back. I have to frisk you.
That would be fucking beautiful and terrifying at the same time. God forbid the commander was on his way out.
I love it.
Yes, sir. What the fuck is going on here?
I was frisking, sir. I was frisking.
That would be fucking terrifying.
You don't know, he might have liked it.
I mean, you never know. You could have this what's it called? Moment of clarity. Be like, "No, stop. This is terrible. Oh my god."
That's how it usually goes for me.
I love learning things.
I'm kidding, that was just funny. Or am I?
The world may never know.
Oh, sorry, we're getting so off track today.
It's okay. I I don't see the problem with it. So, have you ever been apprehensive about pre-ordering a game after, like, if you're on the fence and it's like, so do I get this game? And then the pre-order bonus gets released, like the list of what you get. Has that ever swayed you one way or the other?
No. I usually know if I really want a game, like, I've never pre-ordered a game because I've never been so to.
You cut out. You've never been so what?
So, I've never been one to pre-order a game. Why are you making that
I
face?
don't know what that sound was. It was a little terrifying, not gonna lie. TBH honest with you.
Why are you making that face?
Motherfucker, are you serious?
It's my favorite thing to do now.
I can hear you laughing and I don't even have my headset on. Are you serious?
It's what little
ears
sisters are
feel
for.
violated.
You're welcome.
Oh, why? No, stop. Like I mean, why are you like this?
That's
Or
what
if
I'm
you're an
here for.
Office fan, why are you the way that you are? I heard a great
Um,
disturbance in the forest, and then it happened. That was fucking terrifying.
I'm surprised you didn't see me lean toward my
I
mic.
didn't
I
have
was
that
worried I
screen
wasn't going to
up,
get it in
looking at
time.
the docket, and then you
Oh.
fucking shoved your vocal dick in my ear. Not okay.
Was it good for you?
It really wasn't.
I knew I should have brought lube. Ew! Why are you looking for it?
It's not for me.
Ew! Ew, 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 ew.
Stop!
No.
You stop right fucking now.
Huh.
That
You know your girlfriend's gonna blush when she hears this. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry he's the way that he is.
So, just heads up to our listeners, this podcast is not PG-13. I was listening to this podcast today, and they were talking about dildos and lube. Was it about?
Oh,
Well,
I have a funny joke about that.
oh, please do tell.
So I'm really cool with um the lady who picks up my daughter off the bus on days that I work. Oh, and that my boyfriend works because he can't get her off the bus. So I was I we were talking about park moms, the ones who were drinking their Kel shake in one hand and have their Starbucks in the other, all pant kind of moms.
Mm,
All right. And I was like, there's only so many glares I can get from them before I like lose all my marbles and go Kentucky on them. But I didn't write Kentucky. I wrote KY. So when she read that, she thought I was talking about the lube. And she was like, she wrote me back. She's like, oh, it took me a second to realize you were talking about where you're from and not not the lube. And I spit coffee freaking everywhere. And Jerry thought I was losing my mind.
I'm surprised Jerry didn't choke on the food he was eating loudly. Listen, if you keep looking
That
at me,
motherfucker.
listen, hey, Karen, listen. If you keep looking at me like that, I'm gonna bust out the fucking KY. I'm gonna shove this dildo so far it's gonna forget what the fucking sun looks like. I'm concerned about you.
It's tickling my nose.
You have fingers.
I'm lazy. Anyway, so yeah, back to the games. No, I've never pre-ordered a game, and I've never wanted the game bad enough or the things that came with the pre-order to get it. So,
Do you have a lisp?
yes.
Yes. So I have a coworker or two.
We all have coworkers.
That's crazy.
Right.
Left. So I have
Center hold.
fuck it, that's our new thing. So one of my coworkers, the one who came up behind me, yes,
Yeah.
continued to do so on Friday every time I walked by them. It was hysterical. Like I won't even. I'd just be like walking, existing, breathing, working, whatever, exist around
Mhm.
them. Yes. Hello. What the fuck? Hello. What was that? Fuck. What the fuck is going on? There's an echo chamber. So
Meh.
quandary. Yeah, okay. So, regarding bud stuff, because
What? Okay.
well, well, I mean, we're already talking
Is
about dildos and lube, and then you mentioned fingers. So, I mean,
okay, wait.
regarding
Oh,
bud
wait, did you
stuff. What? Hello?
bud or but ta?
Bud stuff.
I'm gonna assume it's the second so I can, like, save from being scarred. Bud stuff, go.
So, regarding bud stuff, why is it that now is this an
Yes.
internal problem or an external problem? And by saying that, and I'll get to what the topic is, is it a problem from within or is it an external problem of like what people see as far as perception goes? But why is it that guys get criticized for
This is
doing
get
shit together that like same shit that girls do? Like,
this is getting real sexual.
no, dead serious. So, okay, so let's say, for example, I mentioned last week, I think it was, where a coworker of mine, the groomsman, let's say he's wearing a nice shirt because he's been buying some new shirts lately and they look good on him. If I were to be like, dude, you look really good in that shirt, you have about a 50% chance for any other person around you being like, oh, well, that's gay. First off, go fuck yourself. Even if we are gay, why do you care? And number two, why why is it such a thing where like girls can be like, oh, like you look so cute in that bra, or like, oh my god, that haircut on you looks so good, or you look really good in that outfit. But God forbid a guy does that. Holy fucking shit! Here comes the wave of judgment. Like, is there something I'm not
Yeah.
understanding?
I think it's something that starts from a very young age, and I think it's part of, like, the generational thing because I've seen it. I've raised RJ to play with what she wants to play with. If she wants to play with dolls, it's dolls. If it's Legos and Hot Wheels like I did, Lego and Hot but I've noticed that girls are encouraged to play with whatever toy they want, but boys, they should not play with dolls. They should not have one of the little like plastic cooking sets. They shouldn't have, an easy bake oven because they're boys. They should want bicycles and skateboards and all this, but girls can have that. So why can't guys? Why can't little boys want to like have like a kitchenette set?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's something that starts very young, and it started with how their parents raised them, and I think it's slowly starting to diminish because of the generations.
Okay.
Because I think our generation, at least some of them, are raising their children differently, and we're millennials, so Generation Z now that we're starting with, Z is raising their children very differently. I don't think it'll be an issue as much in coming years.
Which regarding Generation Z makes me big happy.
Yeah, a lot of the things about Generation
You cut out. You said a lot of the things
a
about,
lot of
and then it cut out.
Generation Z
Yeah.
doesn't. Like, I don't like how they're like, "Oh, we're not going to give our baby, a gender until they decide what gender they want." Their pronoun is they or them.
Oh no, I only
I'm like,
appreciate
"No."
the big and then insert emotion here. No, I mean if you don't want to vaccinate your child, yeah, that's up to you, but at the same time you're going to be the village idiot whether you want to be or not.
Yep.
Like we talked. It's a nickname. You don't have a choice. If it's a nickname, it's a nickname. So if you're not going to vaccinate your child, you are now the village idiot. And I hope DHS
Whoop,
gets
whoop.
involved. And that is not their
Mhm.
nickname.
Yeah.
But it's like shit anything like and again, I'm just speaking from my very neutral standpoint. I mean, do I consider me and my bros close? Yeah. But do I want to fucking kiss them on the face and stick our faces together to take pictures or hold hands? No. But if you see them holding their faces really close together, taking selfies, or holding hands out of work, you know what the automatic conclusion is going to be from everybody around them.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's like one of those things, and I'm playing devil's here. I kind of mentioned before there's certain things that should be or that relatively is um let's see, what's the word I'm looking for here? That coincides with a specific gender. So it is well known that girls, if they like have a sleepover, generally they're all going to sleep in the same bed. And They hug and they like smack each other's asses and they hold hands. They when they go out clubbing together, they dance very quickly and together.
Yeah, exactly. And God forbid, like I said, if you put dudes in that situation, be like, dude, I think they're gay together. Like again, and that could be whether it's malicious or not, but that's automatically what the conclusion goes to.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I agree with it, but I think those things there's like that closeness of femininity
If that's not a word, it
that
is now.
makes it that m- makes it quote okay for females to do it as opposed to guys. But then that goes into the big like debate of or conversation rather of well, guys need to show their emotions, but they're raised not to, kind of thing.
Oh, that leads me into something for, I believe it's. Let me see.
Episode 8.
I love that you know exactly what I was referring to. Yeah, it's episode 8.
Well, I'm big on what we're going to discuss. I'm very passionate about that. I've had to deal with it for myself and for a lot of my troops firsthand and in my personal life. So,
No shit there. Good God. That one
uh-huh.
story you told me, I don't know if that's something you'd be willing to share because of her privacy or not, but holy shit.
One.
You went to her house because in a moment of clarity she asked you to come over and she did, and that,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
and
I
that's where we'll
can.
leave that, but because we don't have
Yeah,
time
I
for this
can
episode.
because I can. Yeah, I definitely can. I can. There's nothing uh, that is specific to her that pertains to the story.
Yeah, you'd probably be called in by the government so they can interview for the whole reason why she did it.
Yeah, should, but no, it's not how it works,
Really isn't.
unfortunately.
Wow, what a bum note to end on. Let's
Yeah. Ooh,
we need something positive and not just HIV positive. We need something lovely and positive and happy and uplifting.
penguins don't need snowshoes.
Okay, hold on. I want you to imagine it right now. A penguin wearing tiny snowshoes. If something exists, I'm looking it up right now. Penguin wearing snow. Snow boots. It's an autofill thing. Hold up. Wait, is this a fucking thing? If it is, holy shit, I'm so happy right now. Hold on. No, okay, there's a really chubby penguin. Makes me really happy. Um, no, I do not. But I do see a lot of penguins and boots. But I don't see penguins in boots. Okay. Big sad. That's okay.
Hold on, I can find it. I am a connoisseur with this kind of.
Well, while you're researching, I guess I can talk about, yeah.
I found one with a basketball.
A basketball?
Yeah.
Like, is it playing with the basketball?
Hold on.
Are you gonna send it to me?
Come on. Oh, I'm trying to. Hold on.
I believe in you. One day. We should post this to the Facebook page so they can see it and they'll be out of contact. So then when the episode comes out, they're like, oh wow, what the hell kind of link is that? Holy shit, from
I don't know
freakingnews.com.
what popped up.
This should be amazing. Hold on.
This
Why?
one might be better.
Look at him. He's wearing little Chuck Taylors. Okay, I'm leaving this open so I can post it to the Facebook page. Click.
Oh, he's wearing slippers.
Oh, why? I have so many. Okay, wow. Okay, we're over on time. So I'm gonna go ahead and close us out. So, Murph, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I has question.
I has
Actually, I
answer.
have lots of questions about my existential crisis, but that's not here nor there. So do we? I know we've talked about it, but we've not made the poll yet. Do we want to talk about the poll that we're putting out there for our listeners
Yeah,
so they can.
so for some reason, you can only do it on group pages. You can't do it on Facebook pages. So for those of you who are listening who we have on the Facebook page for Cops and Bothers, we're going to be posting something on what is going to be the where's my mouse? Found it. Okay. We're going to be posting something on the 13th, and we're going to do a poll as best we can. We'll post something, and then we'll leave 2 comments in there, and whichever one has more likes is what we're going to go with, and it's going to be regarding episode length. So if you would rather keep the episodes 1 hour, so you don't have to deal with 50% more torture, we'll understand. But if you are game for 1.5 hour shows, then we can shoot for those as much as we can. So it'll either be a 60-minute format or a 90-minute format. So we will. Okay, Murph sent me something. So that's basically what that's going to be. Okay, let me see. So yeah, we'll be putting that up. Oh my goodness. So we'll be putting that up regarding whether you guys would prefer either a 60-minute episode or 90-minute episodes from here on out. So with that being said, this has been Benji and Merv on the Cops and Bothers podcast, a podcast for pet peeves, gaming, modern issues, and your emails. If you enjoyed the show, consider supporting us by sharing us with a friend, family, or coworker. If you have a story, a pet peeve, or something else, feel free to email us at copsandbothers@gmail.com, and we'll discuss it on the show. You can find us on anchor.fm/copsandbothers and many other listening platforms. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
You've heard it before, but we're on Spotify. So, however you wish to follow or support, we greatly appreciate it. Also, and as always, a special thank you to MO Music, that's AMOH Music, all one word, on SoundCloud for letting us use his always working. Go out and show him some love, and as always, thank you for listening. We look forward to hanging out with you next time.
We do, and your mic hates you.
I moved closer to it and everything.
Oh, now you did.
God damn it.
All right, we'll get you guys next week.
Motherfucker.
Don't call them
Bye, y'all.
motherfuckers. Bye, everybody.
No, not our listeners. Bye. I love you guys. Fuck this mic, though.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
My family.